And you always, I know you don't believe it. And that's cool.
Here we go.
I feel I could have gotten a kiss on the first date.
You couldn't.
But I felt like I didn't want you to feel like... Because if I would have kissed you on the first date, you would have felt like me telling you I had been abstinent for a year was bullshit. Like, any dude who claims he just went a year without having sex, but he's trying to get in the bed with you on the first night, either he's just gotten out of prison or he's a liar trying to play me.
Something. Or maybe he really has been abstinent. He just,
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I did not try to go for a kiss on the first date.
You wanted it.
I did. You're a very attractive woman. But you seduced me on our second date.
Oh, that is bull.
And you paid for our second date, which was also
I paid. That's true, people.
Yes.
I did not seduce you.
We went to the movies. You seduced me.
I did not.
Because we was sitting there watching the movie.
Yes, I was watching the movie. You were watching me.
I was watching you watch the movie.
Oh, my God.
It's the difference.
I just said that.
But, like, you was literally laughing so hard, you was crying.
It was funny.
So, like, it was hilarious. We went to see, what was it, I Spy?
I think so.
Yeah, that Jenny McCarthy movie.
Something wrong with that woman.
But you were laughing so hard, and I was enjoying seeing you laugh. Because, like, you go out on a lot of dates, and women
don't eat.
They can't be themselves.
Yeah.
And like I was saying before, like when I first approached you, I wanted you to see the real me. So the fact that you were showing me the real you, like, that was really attractive to me. So, you just kept checking off most of my boxes. And then you was like, you saw me looking at you and you was like, you want to kiss me, don't you? And I was like, yeah. And you was like, well, then go ahead and kiss me.
That's not seducing.
That is seducing.
That's me asking a question.
I was sitting there watching
me.
You watch the movie.
This man didn't even see the movie, y'all. He laughing because I was laughing.
Because you was making it enjoyable.
It's what I said. You didn't watch the movie.
I was watching it.
So
I
didn't
seen it.
You. I was just watching the movie.
I seen it. I was seeing parts of it.
No parts.
Yeah, but then you was like, you want to kiss me? Going on to kiss me. And then I knew, again, from conversations I've had with other women, and just, and you should know this in general, period. Most women feel like that first kiss is going to tell them a lot. So I knew I had to bring my A game on the first one. So I was like, okay, do I give her a little tongue? Do I not give her a little tongue? Do I hold back? Like, how do I do this? So I just went with the flow and let you kind of show me how far you was willing to go. And then you, like, put your tongue down my throat. And I was like,
oh, my God, you're a liar. I didn't know.
I'm telling you choked the shit out of me.
I did not. If you don't tell these people the truth.
What's the truth then? We're going to have a real Martin Gina moment in this one.
I did not do that.
What did you do then?
I was normal. You put your tongue in. I was like, Lord Jesus, let me help this boy out.
Oh, wow.
So I met you halfway. That's what happened.
Oh, wow.
I met you halfway.
See, it's so funny because,
as
a writer...
And then you took your hand and you began to caress my neck and pull me in closer so you could put your tongue down my glorious throat.
See, I didn't even remember all that until you said it. I definitely was... Our first kiss was really passionate.
It was.
It was really passionate.
It was, but it's not because I seduced you.
It's
because
you're definitely because you seduced me.
I was innocent. Innocent.
It's so crazy. Like, for real. As a writer, like, you have those movies or TV shows, again, like Martin, where he's telling his version of the first time they met, and she's telling her version, and they're so totally different. But I'm just going to remember the way I remember. You remember the way you remember.
I mean, something worked, because here we is, going into the 7th year.
Yeah, with a baby in there.
You know what I'm saying? 2 children and going into what in June it'll be 3 years?
Yeah.
3 years married.
Do you remember asking me about sex?
That was online.
You texted me. I remember.
Was that online or text?
No, it was a text because I was at my yearly annual managers meeting, and I was sitting next to my homegirl who I asked her to be in the podcast, and she said no, she liked to be private, so I'm not gonna say her name, but she know who she is. And you text me, and you was like, yeah, because you've always been very upfront. You was like, yeah. So where are you sitting on this sex thing? Because I want to know. Because I had told you I had been abstinent for a year.
People need to know. Yeah.
And I told you, I was like, it's not so much that I'm waiting to get married, but which was true. I just didn't want to have casual sex no more. Like, if I was going to have sex, I wanted it to be with someone who I was in a relationship with. And you liked that answer, I'm assuming, because we're still together.
Yeah.
But I remember I showed it to my homegirl, and she was like, how you going to answer it? I was like, I'm going to just be honest. Like, it's not that I'm waiting for marriage, but, at the same time, I don't want to just be jumping in bed with a woman anymore.
Right.
I wanted a little bit more than that at this point. How did you feel about that when I told you that?
To me, that was the perfect answer. Because, it meant that if we did get to that point, then I could be more confident in that I was going to be the only one.
Yeah.
You
know what I remember? Because, again, this connects into earlier when my homegirl was telling me, like, I want to have a little junkiness to me. I remember, because we was together about 2 or 3 months before the first time we was intimate. But that was at your house. The first time we did... The first time I orally pleased you was at your house.
I thought you was talking about, like...
The whole way?
I'm like, that was...
No, that was at my place.
Yes, I'm like,
but
you really don't remember nothing.
No, I hooked you up first, which that was the first time I ever did that. But like I said, you had checked pretty much all those boxes at that point, and I felt like I could see a future with you. Like, I was the first one to say I love you and all that stuff, but I had told you, I was like, I'm not telling you I'm in love with you. What I'm telling you is I have love for you and I can see a future with you, which is totally different from me just saying, oh, I love you. I'm saying I got love for you. And I wanted you to know that. I wanted you to feel comfortable because, again, I knew you had a kid and I didn't want you to feel like I'm just wasting your time. But the first time we had sex was at my house. Uh-huh. And I remember you came over that first week. It was the weekend. And, I had a good time. I can't speak for you. But I had a wonderful time. And you came back.
Which one are we talking about?
When you came, the first time we
Your
had
house,
sex.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I had a good week. I had a good time. I cooked for you.
Yes.
For the first time that weekend. I made you dinner. And, we had a conversation. And then you went home. And I was like, yeah, I definitely can see it with this woman. And I think it was the next weekend you came over with Stanky. I think that was the first time I met Lil Bit. And we went to the aquatic museum. The aquatic. No, the first time I met her, she woke up early.
Yeah, it was
and
at
came
my
out.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
met
woke
her
up
on a whim. Like, I was not ready for you to meet her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was upset about it.
I remember I came over, because I would only come over when she was asleep.
Yep.
And I came over, and it was about 11 to 12 o'clock, and she got up because she had a nightmare.
Yes.
And you was like, you want me to make you some milk? And she was like, yeah. And she was like, this is mommy friend, Mr. Spencer. And I remember she crawled over and gave me a hug. And you started crying, which you later on expressed to me that you didn't want her to meet me, especially not like that.
Yeah, it was just too... I don't know. at the same time, if it hadn't happened that way, it probably would have been a long time before you got to meet her. So I'm just super protective.
Yeah.
You know? But I talk about sending my kids to boarding school, but Lord knows I'd be at that boarding school every day.
Yeah.
I really would.
But that was how I met Lil Bit. She had a nightmare and came out. And we literally had just finished.
Thank God.
Yeah, like we was in the living room.
Just chilling, watch TV.
Yeah, and we had just finished and she came out. So it was like I said, I had just finished pleasing you. And then that like 2 weekends later you came to my place and that was the first time we had sex.
Yeah.
And then like a weekend or two after that we went to the aquarium.
Yeah.
And that was the, I guess, first official time I met Lil Bit.
Yes. And she was very polite, because I raised my children to be polite.
She was.
You know, but when
when she first met me, she called me Mr. Spencer.
Yes.
And it went from Mr. Spencer to Pop, because that was my nickname in Job Corps.
Yeah. And
it went from Pop to what? She was like, do you mind if I call you Dad? And she's been calling me Dad ever since. Mm-hmm. But you can tell the story you was about to tell.
Oh, we went to the aquarium.
Yeah.
You paid for everything.
I did.
And I said, tell Mr. Spencer thank you. And I went to, I gave him a kiss because, we were at a point where, we were
dating.
We
had been together about 3 or 4 months at that.
Yeah. And so I gave him a kiss and Stacey has this look on her face. She's like, I was like, what's wrong? I'm thinking, she's afraid because we're getting ready to go into, it was dark where we're going into. I'm like, are you afraid because it's dark? She's like, no, ma'am, you kissed him. And I don't like that. Like, just vocal. Yes. Very vocal. Which we encourage because, why not?
Which is really strange now because now if we don't kiss, she thinks something's wrong.
Exactly. She's like, you guys haven't kissed in a while.
Yeah. And then when she seen us kiss, she was like, oh, I haven't seen y'all kiss in a while. It feels good.
But that first time, I don't like that. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'll never do it again.
And your mother was the one who told you. I remember we went to your mother's house because we was dropping her off to go on a date or something. I don't remember, but your mother was like, she just gonna have to get used to it.
Yeah. She said she'd be all right.
Yeah. But I remember that second time y'all came over, and we went to the aquatic park. And then we came home, and to me, everything was great. And then that next week, I didn't really hear from you because at that point we had started, at the very least, we would text each other at least twice a day.
Yeah.
And for about
we started dating during the summer, so
I was just going back to work. Yeah. After. And I remember 2 or 3 days went by where you would either not text me or text me once. And I was like, what is wrong? Is it that I met her daughter or something? And so, out of the blue, I remember you text me, are you cheating on me?
Yes, that's where you're going. I'm like, where are you going?
You was like, are you cheating on me? I'm like, what is she talking? So I'm like, no, why? Is this why you haven't been texting me for a while? You was like, yes, I have a daughter. I got to protect myself. I can't let myself be played or hurt. I'm like, where's this coming from? You was like, I seen a condom wrapper on the back of the back of my bed or something.
No, it was on the floor, right in front of your bed.
Really?
I still remember this, yes.
Okay. Well,
just right there for all to see.
And I'm like, nah, that's the same one from the last time you was here. And you're like, you need to clean your shit.
I mean, for real. How you gonna talking about you need your woman to bathe every day, but you got a condom wrapper umpteen years ago on your floor?
I mean,
about to make you miss out on the best thing that ever happened to you.
But why didn't you just say something to me or something?
Because you didn't know me then, but knowing me now,
yeah,
I need to take some time if I wanted to come out respectfully. Because if I just go off when I'm heated in the moment,